What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, according to Matchroom CEO and promoter Eddie Hearn, who promotes two-time unified heavyweight world champion British superstar boxer Anthony Joshua, and they're looking to secure what is considered to be the biggest fight in UK United Kingdom history against undefeated two-time heavyweight world champion British superstar boxer Tyson the Gypsy King Fury. With that said, Tyson Fury's father, Big John Fury, he don't believe that the fight is going to come to fruition. Eddie Hearn, he announced that this Saturday, April 10th, that they would have an announcement and both parties involved will have site fees, okay, in which that they could choose from. But Big John Fury, Tyson Fury's father, and former professional boxer himself, he says that the money is not there. There's no money there. He says the only place that there's money is Saudi, and they're not jumping up and down. They're not jumping for joy to put money up for this type of event at this time, this current climate. You know, we're still dealing with a global pandemic. And so he says that he truly wishes that Tyson Fury just go ahead and fight a trilogy match with former Olympic bronze medalist, former reigning WBC American heavyweight world champion superstar boxer Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, because by the time they fought, that being Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, he says in July, he would have been out the ring for 17 months. He states that, and there's no guarantee that the fight is going to come to fruition. He also states that he doesn't mind having a fight because they're going to get paid either way, but there's simply no money. And Eddie Hearn, he's stating that legendary promoter, top-ranked CEO and promoter Bob Arum has no interest in this fight. He says that Frank Warren, Hall of Fame, legendary promoter of Queensberry Promotions over in the UK, these two are Frank Warren and Bob Arum are co-promoters for Tyson Fury. He says that they're not doing their part. He's doing all the heavy lifting. This according to Eddie Hearn. He says Bob Arum and Frank Warren, they're not doing anything. They're not helping him look for sites. They're not helping him, look for, venues and try to secure dates. So Eddie Hearn is of the belief that the temperature and the volume of Tyson Fury and his father, Big John Fury, Tyson Fury, he recently posted on his social media clocks, and he said time is ticking. And he's giving him 72 hours, okay, to be able to try to secure this fight. And so Eddie Hearn is saying from the temperature that he's gauging, from their tone, that they don't want this fight. He says that he believes that, they have informed Eddie Hearn that they wanted to wait until maybe the pandemic subsided and that they could put it on then. But Eddie Hearn, he's of the mindset that there's mandatories for Anthony Joshua. He has undefeated former cruiserweight undisputed world champion who's turned heavyweight and is the WBO mandatory challenger for Anthony Joshua's title, Oleksandr Usyk. So he also has, he just recently satisfied his IBF mandatory challenge in Kubrat Pulev, but there's other mandatories that's going to come up for Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua, he holds the bulk of the belt. Tyson Fury holds the WBC that he recently won. Well, not even recently, that he won from Deontay Wilder back in February. So with that said, Eddie Hearn is saying that he believes that Frank Warren, Bob Arum, and Tyson Fury are doing what they can to not, have this fight pushed forward. He says he believes that they want to truly pull out of the fight, and he feels like they're hoping that the fight doesn't come to fruition. And you can tell from the tone, though, Big John Fury, when he stated that there's simply no money, and he hopes that, if it was up to him, he would have Tyson Fury fight Deontay Wilder. Now, he said Deontay Wilder is a tune-up fight. We all know that's not true. But according to reports, and John Fury, he says Tyson Fury would make just as much money fighting Deontay Wilder as he would fighting Anthony Joshua. He says there's simply no money out there. He says that Eddie Hearn is blowing smoke. He says that they are skeptical that Eddie Hearn has yet to present them with any sort of, venues, any sort of dates, any sort of site fees, right? Eddie Hearn, he announced Now it's going to be 28 days later that both parties involved signed a contract, and that both parties involved, were on board for a 2-fight deal. But yet we don't have any site fees. We don't have any dates. You don't have venues. They don't have any investment groups. So with that said, John Fury, he's under the impression, he and Tyson Fury, that Eddie Hearn is simply blowing smoke. There is nobody out there that's putting up money. And then you have to question, Eddie Hearn did come out, a week ago or so, now a week and a half ago, and he stated that there was an investment group that came forward and they was willing to put up upwards of $200 million to stage the fight, and they weren't even looking to get a return on their investment. But at the same token, in the same breath, he states that if these investment groups, they ask to push the fight back until November or December later on in the year, he says that's absolutely not an option. Well, at the same token, if this gentleman, and he says that it would take place in Asia. So if this gentleman indeed was going to put up this amount of money and wasn't worrying about getting a return on investment, then why would he ask Eddie Hearn to push the fight back until this November, December? So Eddie Hearn said that's not an option for any investment group that's willing to, fit the bill for this event. Big John Fury said there is no venue, there is no site fee, there is no investment group that's willing to put up the money because nobody wants to lose the money. He says the only place that has the money to put up would be Saudi Arabia, and they're not jumping for joy to put up the money for this event. And it's interesting that Eddie Hearn says that Bob Arum and Frank Warren aren't involved with, trying to locate and secure and help him, figure out what's going on with the site fees. That's very interesting. We know that they're quiet on their side. The only voice you hear is Eddie Hearn. And Frank Warren and Bob Arum, they wasn't happy that Eddie Hearn announced that the fight was signed, sealed, and ready to be delivered. As Tyson Fury, he says he was no closer to fighting Anthony Joshua than before he actually fought Deontay Wilder in the rematch. So Eddie Hearn is saying that he's trying to secure it as best as possible. He says if he's able to pull it off. Now, Eddie Hearn says if he's able to pull it off. Well, if you have sites and you have investment groups and you have dates and you have people willing to put up the money, as Eddie Hearn stated, that this huge investment group was willing to, is eager just to be a part of the biggest fight in the history of the UK. Well, then why do you use the words as if you are able to pull it off? Now he's saying he's going to present Tyson Fury with some site fees, some dates, and some venues, and hopefully he accepts. That doesn't sound like he's too confident that Tyson Fury is even willing to accept these, or that it would be acceptable on Tyson Fury's part. It just simply sounds like Eddie Hearn is not confident in what he has to present to Tyson Fury that is going to be accepted on Tyson Fury's part, Frank Warren, Bob Arum, or Big John Fury. Doesn't sound like what he has to offer is going to be convincing for Tyson Fury. It's not going to move the needle. So Eddie Hearn is saying that, he's, essentially trying to put the ball in their court. So that way, if it doesn't come to fruition, well, then he could say he did everything in his power to try to deliver the biggest fight in UK history, the undisputed showdown between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. Now, Eddie Hearn did state that Friday, was going to be the big announcement. He also said that 2 weeks ago. Now he's saying he's going to present it to Tyson Fury and everybody involved on Saturday, the last day of the 28-day deadline. Eddie Hearn also stated that he was going to look to get an extension on that 28-day deadline. Tyson Fury, Big John Fury, I don't believe that they are too eager to take this fight. I don't believe that they believe in Eddie Hearn. And it's very, very interesting that Bob Arum and Frank Warren are not involved with trying to secure site fees, locations, investment groups. It's like they don't believe that the fight can take place. And they're just trying to see if Eddie Hearn could pull a rabbit out of a hat and see if Eddie Hearn could actually deliver. It doesn't seem like they're very confident that this fight is going to come to fruition. So now we have to see what takes place on Saturday. But Eddie Hearn is now stating that Tyson Fury, John Fury, Bob Arum, and Frank Warren are not too eager to make this fight. They don't want the fight. and he's the only one trying to secure the biggest fight in UK history. So he says he's going to present them what he has on Saturday, and hopefully they accept it. So we got to see how this unfolds and plays out. Let's just see. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Hey, this is Ebony Bridges, Blonde Bomber, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.